I really, really love Gummy. He's the best skater. No, scratch that. Best pet any pony you could ask for. I remember when I got my little Gummy. I bought him from the local pet shop with my first paycheck from working at Sugar Cube Corner. That and a few pieces of cake, but that's not important. There were so many animals to choose from. There were rabbits and mice and those birds that mimic everything you do. Oh, I was so tempted to get one of them, but I didn't. I mean, can you imagine 2 pinkies running around the place? Or maybe 3, 4? Like 20 pinkies. Now that, I think about it, would be pretty neat. However, another pet caught my eye. A lively little gator named... Well, I'll get to that in a second. He was such a cutie. Those green scales and those large purple wandering eyes staring at me. He was good at it too. I tried staring at him for an hour and guess what? I won! But he was sure put up a good fight. And at that point, I knew he was perfect for me. When I went up to the cage to greet him, I gave him a big old smile, which he returned slightly. But what I saw was kind of odd. He didn't have pearly whites. He didn't even have sharp yellow teeth. No, his teeth were pink. No, they weren't teeth. They were gums. He was a toothless gator. That almost made me sad. That meant I would never get a chance to see his toothy grin. But that was alright, because he was trying to smile. And that was good enough for me. So after I got him out of the cage, he tried to chomp on my flank. Silly gator. Didn't he know that he didn't have teeth? It didn't even hurt really. It was just gummy. And then it hit me like a snowball colliding against my face, which is really, really cold. I had a name for him. The perfect name. Gummy. It was the perfect name. I also thought of Chewy, Gavy, and Mr. Chomp a lot, but Gummy sounded more reasonable. I don't know why, it just did. Anyway, I took my new pet Gummy to the counter to buy him while he was dangling on my tail. He's a very persistent little gator, so I put the bits on the counter to purchase him, but the owner asked me something strange. Are you sure you want this pet? I think you would be happier if you chose another. We were just about to take him out of the shop. Why would they take poor Gummy out of the shop? Was he sick? Were they going to give him some medical attention? He didn't look sick to me. He looked rather happy. So I couldn't understand why he was so eager to convince me not to take him home. Maybe he was an intern. That would make sense. I remember when I first worked at Sugar Cube Corner, I told a customer not to buy one of those minty double chocolate white macadamia nut chip brownies. So yummy. I ended up eating the entire batch before the customer could buy it. Granted, I lost my paycheck for that week, but it was so worth it. But no matter what the guy said, I bought Gummy anyway. He shrugged and let us go on our merry way. I was so excited to have a new pet. I couldn't stop talking about it for a week. I even threw a happy first day of being my first best pet ever party. There was cake and music and punch and cake and confetti and cakes. Did I mention there was cake? Gummy has always been a laid-back type. At first, I thought that was because he didn't like me. In fact, I almost cried when Gummy wouldn't talk to me. I was like, why won't you talk to me, Gummy? But I soon learned that Gummy wasn't a talker. He was a listener. Every time I had a rough day, he'll sit there and listen, maybe blinking and chomping every few minutes. Nobody else has the time to listen to me before, especially not the cakes. Oh no, don't get me wrong. I understand why Mr. and Mrs. Cake couldn't listen to me much, but they were, busy bunches and all. It is nice to have somebody to listen to you though. But hey, I got better than some pony. I got some gator. He was like my personal diary, except I didn't have to write into him with a pen. That would be silly. One time, I told Gummy about my childhood. Believe it or not, I didn't have too many friends when I was a little filly. I was always working on the rock farm. No pony ever gave me the light of day. They would all call me Dirt Girl, Filthy Filly, and even Bug Eater. Though that last part was partially true. One time I did eat a bug. I thought it was a gummy worm. My sister told me it was. I should really talk to her about that. But yeah, I didn't have a really happy childhood. Though I'm so grateful for my mama and papa. Only a few ponies know this. The Cakes, my parents of course, and Gummy. Yeah, I know Gummy isn't a real pony, but he's my little gummy friend. That's close enough to a pony friend for me. But Gummy isn't just a good listener, he's also a good friend. He never complains about anything I do. I would coat the house with flour and he would just sit there and watch me enjoy myself. He's awesome like that. He even takes bubble baths for me. It's so funny watching Gummy splash around soapy suds. He's such a cute when he goes underwater. His purple eyes just wandering, bubbles popping out of his snout. I even tried to do what he did. It was fun. I actually got soap up my nose. It kinda hurt, but it was still fun. And that's the best thing about Gummy. He knows how to have a good time. Like one time, we had a midweek party to celebrate another paycheck. Gummy ended up swimming in the punch bowl without telling me, and I drank it. That Gummy, always a prankster. One time he hid in my giant strawberry cake with cream cheese frosting and poked his head out to surprise me. And I was like, ah! When he did that, he knows how to party. And I don't mean regular parties, I mean he knows how to party. Giant bouncing castles, cake binges, and even dance parties with friends. Still, even though Gummy is a complete party maniac, he's a gentle soul. He never tries to attack me, or snarl at me, or even make an attempt to bite me. Of course it wouldn't hurt. It would just be squishy and tingly. Now that I think about it, it would be kind of fun to have Gummy bite me. I bet it would tickle. He's such a sweetie, that Gummy. I'm really happy I didn't take that silly store clerk's advice and leave him there. Gummy's the best pet there is. Though recently, he's been acting kinda strange. I don't know, he seems distant. I have to feed him with meals because he refuses to eat them by himself. Maybe he got a little lazy over the years, or maybe just all tuckered out. Yeah, I wouldn't blame him. We've had like a bazillion parties in the past 3 months, so it wouldn't be a surprise to me if he's all pooped out from the excess parties. So I don't mind him being a little lazy, chubby-cheeked gator. However, I expect Gummy to get ready for Mayor's anniversary as mayor. Hear that, Gummy? But you better show up. But yeah, Gummy did give me a scare about 2 weeks ago. I took Gummy with me to a picnic with my friends. When I did, he was acting all sorts of funny. Like he would topple over and not move. It startled me so much. I actually sat there pressing against his belly and trying to bring air into him. I was hyperventilating so much I could barely breathe. Thankfully, Gummy twitched and kicked and gasped like, ah! It was the loudest gasp I've ever made in my entire life. I wonder what made him fall over like that. Maybe he was choking on something. He does try to eat big chunks of food at times. I really need to keep him from doing that. However, Gummy isn't the only one acting strange. Recently, the Cakes have been looking rather sad every time they see me with Gummy. It's really weird to see them to be sad about me being happy with Gummy. He even suggested that I get rid of Gummy the other day, that this isn't healthy. Why would they want me to get rid of Gummy? And what do they mean this isn't healthy? Do they think this Gummy is sick? Do they think he has rabies? That's a silly thought. I've held Gummy in my mouth many times before and he's never given me rabies. I should know. I go to the doctor monthly and they say I'm squeaky clean health-wise. I mainly go for the lollipops. I even went to take Gummy to the vet to make sure he didn't have rabies, but they didn't even take him in. They told me to stop coming back with him. How rude! I thought the vets were supposed to help. Has every pony in town gone loco in the cocoa? Even my friends have been picking on Gummy. My friends of all ponies. Twilight made a very unfunny joke about him too. Remember when I nearly panicked when Gummy wasn't breathing and then he kicked? Twilight told me that she made him twitch so I wouldn't be upset at the picnic and that Gummy didn't make it. That wasn't funny at all. In fact, I would say that was rather mean of her. And now all my friends are looking at me like I'm in the wrong. Why is everyone picking on Gummy? It's not fair on him. My friends were never that mean to Gummy before. This just doesn't seem right. If it were their pet, they wouldn't be like that. Well, I'm sure they'll come through soon. Gummy doesn't seem to mind. He is such a strong-willed gator. He just sits there and listens to all Mr. and Mrs. Cake negativity and brushes it off. Well, he doesn't actually brush it off, but you know what I mean. Still, I can't help but feel bad for Gummy, taking in so many bad messages from friends and bosses. I have to make something or do something to make him feel better. I know. I'll throw him a I appreciate you Gummy party. It would just be me and Gummy together in our room partying the night away. I'll make him his favorite cake for him. Ooh, I've always wanted to surprise Gummy with a chocolate cake with mint frosting. Oh, and balloons. Lots and lots of balloons for Gummy to try and pop. He loves trying to chomp on balloons. Oh, that Gummy. Such a silly Billy. I hope he has enough energy for it. I won't force him to have fun if he doesn't want to. But I really, really hope he parties hard for me this once. I'll make it one of the best parties I've ever done for him. Better than his birthday parties, and I rarely top his birthday parties. Oh, I'm so excited I could burst. But that's for another day. Hopefully, a day real soon. It's late, and I'm getting really tired. Another night cuddling against my favorite gator in the whole wide world. He's been real cold recently, but I guess that's because he's cold-blooded. Doesn't matter. Cool old Pinkie Pie will keep him warm. I just hope I don't wake up with dry tears again. I think that might be scaring Gummy. I honestly don't know why I keep crying in my sleep. Maybe I'm just having nightmares or something. Yeah, I should really talk to Mr. and Mrs. Cake about that. Hopefully, I don't have nightmares tonight, with Gummy keeping me company. I'm sure I'll have better nights. He's a really good gator, one of the best friends I've ever had. And I'm glad I have him with me. A friend to party with, a friend to talk to each day, a friend who never judges me. That's Gummy in a nutshell, my best friend in the world. Oh, well, I'm sleepy now. I think I'll have some shut-eye. Don't want to wake up cranky. Gummy wouldn't like me when I'm cranky. Night, Gummy. I love you.